When Jordan Henderson left Ajax Amsterdam on a free a couple of days ago, of course the transfer rumours and carousel went berserk. As a true Macken, the obvious choice is to go back to Sunderland and play for them in their first season in the Premiership. But that's not the entire story, and that's what I'm going to talk about in this episode. What I think of the potential Brentford move, why I think Sunderland was smart not to sign him, at least not at this stage, and more importantly, why did Ajax let him go so easily on a free? He did have a contract for another season, and the reasons for Ajax letting him go on a free are quite simple. The club under Sven Mislintat and Huntelaar and Hamer over 2 transfer seasons basically blew 220 million euros. So they're basically in a position that they have to sell players or get players who earn a lot, like Henderson, off its payroll. Henderson was allegedly or rumored to be on 4.5 million gross a year in Amsterdam. That's euros. Well, there's always been criticism from the press on him because of his age. On the pitch, he did okay. Off the pitch, he was very well liked and respected by the people in Ajax because of his professionalism, stewardship to younger players, and more importantly, setting the bar very high, getting a winning culture back. He's very much respected for it. But what most people don't know is that allegedly, in the last transfer window, so in the winter transfer window, AS Monaco came along, offered him a big contract because as a player, if you play for AS Monaco, you're in a tax-free zone. He very much wanted to go, but Ajax, under then manager Farioli, said no, we need him for the remainder of the season. Jordan Henderson, on the other hand, had his sights set to move away from Ajax to probably get his last contract. He tried Saudi Arabia, that didn't work out, so he moved to the Netherlands, played in the Eredivisie. If you're used to the Premier League and going into Eredivisie, it's a bit of a different world. He probably liked it, but he also saw I can earn much more money somewhere else. So now Ajax let him go on a free, and guess what? Of course, him being from Sunderland, everybody was hoping he'd go to Sunderland, but as it stands now, he's going to Brentford. And that sparked quite a bit of controversy in the UK because most people are of the opinion Henderson's legs are gone. And based on his final season in Liverpool, Klopp saw that for a defensive charging midfielder as he actually is, he's very good in organizing play. He's very good at keeping the lines together. He's a continuous chatterbox. He's continuously coaching. He does have a decent passing range. I think most people disagree with me. Yeah, but he's basically the engine in midfield. Now, he's now a 35-year-old engine. So if you look at, for instance, Sunderland, I think emotionally he really wants to go there. But he knows that Sunderland most likely will play against relegation. He's not used to that anymore. Now, the guy has 600 games under his belt over his entire career. So I think Sunderland he looks at, great for the emotion, great for the family, but not for him on a purely challenging point of view because he'll be playing relegation football, and I think he realizes he's in the last couple of seasons of his career, so he doesn't want to have that blemish on his CV. Now, Brentford is a very interesting club. It's extremely well managed. It came through the ranks relatively fast. It's now an established Premier League club, but they do have a few things. First of all, Thomas Frank has actually left. You see also some of their players over the last 2 seasons. Now this season, Norgard has gone to Arsenal, and Buemo is rumored to be going to Man United, one of my favorite players in the Premier League, but for some reason, I don't see that transfer happening. I think Man United want to shortcut Brentford, which they'll never accept. You also see Visa, who is now rumored to be enjoying the interest of Saudi clubs, so massive money. And you see more and more players leaving. Flecken has joined by a Leverkusen goalkeeper. So it's fair to state that Brentford is in a transitional phase, both on the pitch but also off the pitch, as the club is rumored to be sold. Nothing is yet confirmed, but there's rumors going about. Now, if you look at Jordan Henderson, the one thing he brings is a lot of experience. He's proven to be very good with young players, to show them the ropes, to support them where needed, to kick their behinds when they needed. So from that point of view, I definitely understand Brentford being interested in signing Jordan Henderson. On the other hand, Brentford being a stable mid-table club at the moment, Brentford is losing a lot of players, and not like fringe players, they're key players. So if I look at that and then getting Henderson in, I think his stewardship on the pitch is really good captain. I think he's in the top 5 captains of the Premiership over the last 15 years. I really think so. But I also feel that for him, this season could work out or it could go horribly wrong. Thomas Tuchel invited him last time to be in the England squad. That's what I found pretty amazing. But having Henderson with his 600 games in your dressing room, yeah, that makes sense. The personality that makes sense. Having him on the pitch and still keeping up with the intensity of the Premier League, I think he can do it for maybe 60% of the games. Or maybe he can do it for 100% of the games in terms of fitness, but I don't see him playing 90 minutes every single game. I personally think that age is catching up with him. Maybe for an hour every game, like what Wenger did with every player above 30 years old. I think that's why it makes sense for Brentford to sign him, but that's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is that he has trouble being average in the Premier League. And that's a serious problem because he will because he will come in with a certain expectation, a certain prestige, a certain background. I am really doubtful if he can actually provide that added value where Brentford is looking. On the other hand, Brentford's transfer record has been pretty solid. I seriously have doubt about his legs. Show it in the comments to me, guys. What is your view?